Investing can feel intimidating, especially if you are just starting out. Many beginners believe that investment opportunities are reserved for the wealthy or that you need large sums of money to begin. But the truth is, anyone can start, even with a small amount, as long as you start early and understand the principles. What separates successful investors from those who struggle is not luck, intelligence, or timing. It's action, consistency, and knowledge. The most powerful tool in investing is time. Compound growth works silently in the background, multiplying every dollar you invest, often without you noticing at first. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Waiting for perfect timing, more knowledge, or more money can cost decades of potential growth. Investing is less about the amount and more about starting, taking action when others hesitate. Beginners often fear risk, imagining that investing is a gamble. While risk exists, it can be managed. Education and smart choices reduce uncertainty. Investing is not about chasing trends or short-term gains. It's about building systems that create steady growth while protecting your future. By understanding your options, you gain confidence, reduce stress, and turn fear into a tool rather than an obstacle. 2026 presents new opportunities and challenges for beginner investors. Technology, new financial platforms, and evolving markets make it easier than ever to start small, invest safely, and learn as you go. Beginners can access fractional shares, low-cost ETFs, and automated investing platforms, meaning that the barrier to entry is no longer financial, it is mental. The first step is believing that your money can work for you, no matter how small your start. The most critical mindset for beginners is patience. Investments grow slowly at first. Early months or years may feel invisible, but every consistent action, no matter how minor, compounds over time. This patience is often more important than intelligence, luck, or timing. Beginner investors who master patience, discipline, and knowledge early are those who will see financial freedom decades sooner than others. The goal of investing is not immediate wealth, but financial empowerment. Even small investments teach you habits, tracking performance, learning market dynamics, and understanding risk. These lessons are far more valuable than any short-term gains. With each step, you build confidence, awareness, and skill, creating a foundation for lifelong wealth. The first investment is symbolic, but it's also practical. It marks the moment you stop passively earning and start actively building. That action transforms your mindset from a spender to a wealth builder. And in the world of finance, mindset is everything. Starting early, understanding risk, and committing to consistent action is the first principle that separates successful beginner investors from those who wait, doubt, and watch opportunities pass. Choosing your first investment can feel overwhelming. The options are endless: stocks, bonds, crypto, mutual funds, ETFs, real estate, and more. But for beginners, simplicity and safety matter most. The goal is not to chase hype or rapid profits, but to build habits, learn the market, and create steady growth over time. With 2026's landscape, there are three clear options for beginners: index funds and ETFs, fractional shares, and micro-investing platforms. 1. Index funds and ETFs. These are the safest entry points for beginners. Index funds track the performance of a broad market segment like the S&P 500 rather than betting on individual stocks. ETFs, exchange-traded funds, work similarly but trade like stocks. The beauty of these investments is diversification. Your money is spread across many companies, reducing risk while giving exposure to growth. For beginners, this is ideal because it removes the pressure of choosing the perfect stock and lets compounding do the heavy lifting. Small, consistent investments in ETFs or index funds grow exponentially over time, teaching patience and consistency without overwhelming risk. 3. Micro-investing platforms. 2026 has made investing accessible to everyone through apps and platforms designed for beginners. These platforms let you start with pocket change, round up your daily purchases, or set automated contributions. They often provide educational resources, risk assessment tools, and guidance tailored for beginners. The advantage is psychological. The money is invested automatically, reducing the chance of emotional spending or procrastination. Small, consistent actions on these platforms train discipline, teach patience, and give beginners a first-hand understanding of how money can grow when left to work over time. While these 3 investment options are beginner-friendly, they share common principles. Start small, invest consistently, focus on long-term growth, and ignore short-term noise. Beginners often fall into traps by chasing hot tips, market hype, or trends they don't understand. These strategies help avoid that by providing structure, stability, and predictability. Even a $50 investment in one of these vehicles, done consistently, is far more powerful than a one-time attempt to get rich quickly. Another critical aspect for beginners is learning while investing. These investments allow you to monitor trends, see how your money reacts to market changes, and gradually gain confidence. Emotional control is part of the education. Seeing small dips or corrections teaches patience, and celebrating small gains reinforces discipline. This experience is invaluable, forming habits that will support your entire financial life. Finally, beginners must understand that investment is not just about money. It's about mindset. Choosing simple, consistent, low-risk options builds confidence, reduces anxiety, and teaches long-term thinking. By focusing on these 3 investment strategies, beginners gain knowledge, discipline, and momentum. They don't just invest money, they invest in themselves, their future, and their financial literacy. The true power of beginner investments is not immediate. A $50 or $100 may feel insignificant at first, but when combined with time, consistency, and discipline, it becomes extraordinary. The magic of investing lies in compound growth, money growing on money, quietly multiplying while you live your life. Many beginners give up because they expect instant results. But wealth is rarely instant. It is patiently earned, one small, consistent action at a time. Time is the ultimate advantage for beginners. Starting early allows every dollar to work for you decades before it is needed. Even modest investments grow exponentially over years. The first $50 you invest teaches a lesson far bigger than its monetary value. It teaches that action beats inaction, consistency beats emotion, and patience beats impatience. These lessons form the foundation for lifelong financial freedom. Another essential principle is discipline. The real skill in investing is not picking the perfect stock, timing the market, or chasing trends. It is staying consistent even when motivation fades, even when returns seem small, and even when market fluctuations trigger fear. Beginner investors who master discipline early develop habits that will serve them for a lifetime. They don't just earn returns, they build resilience, confidence, and a mindset that money works for them, not against them. Emotional control is another hidden key. Markets will rise and fall. Your portfolio may show losses temporarily. This is natural. Beginners often panic during downturns, but those who stick with simple investments like ETFs, fractional shares, and micro-investing platforms rarely suffer permanent losses. Instead, they learn to see fluctuations as temporary and remain focused on long-term growth. Each experience strengthens your emotional intelligence, preparing you for larger investments and bigger financial decisions in the future. Small, consistent contributions also build psychological momentum. Every dollar invested reinforces your identity as someone who takes control of their financial future. Over time, this identity strengthens. guiding decisions across spending, saving, and investing. You begin to think like a wealth builder, not just a consumer. This mindset shift is as valuable as the financial growth itself. The final lesson is freedom through preparation. By starting small and consistent, you create optionality. Your future self has choices. You can take risks, explore opportunities, or simply enjoy life without fear of financial collapse. Beginner investments, though modest initially, prepare you to act confidently when larger opportunities arise. They build a safety net, a growth engine, and a mindset all at once. Investing in 2026 has never been easier for beginners. Tools, platforms, and knowledge are more accessible than ever. But the real edge comes from action, discipline, and understanding your psychology. Start small, start consistent, focus on learning, and embrace patience. These are the habits that transform ordinary beginners into lifelong wealth builders. Your first investments may feel tiny, even inconsequential, but in reality, they are the seeds of long-term financial independence. By starting, you break inertia. By continuing, you harness compounding. By staying consistent, you master your mind and your money. The journey from $50 to a fully empowered financial life begins today with a single step, a single choice, and a commitment to growth. This is Lessons of Wisdom, where money, mindset, and wealth are explained simply, honestly, and without illusions. Invest early, stay consistent, learn constantly, and watch small, intentional actions transform into life-changing financial freedom.